While the media speculate endlessly about the closeness between President Trump and Russia, you wouldn't know it from Russia's actions. Right now, they are off our coastline. The Russian spy ship spotted yesterday off the coast of Delaware has now moved closer to the U.S. shore. It's only 30 miles off coast. As it moves north, it's now off the coast of Connecticut. Here to react is Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North, of course, host of that great show, War Stories. Good to see you, Colonel. To call it a spy ship is a little bit of a misnomer because they're not hiding from anybody. They're wide open. They want to be seen, don't they?
Well, they don't necessarily want to be seen, but they know that they are seen. And by the way, they still are spying. Look, rule number one about the Russians, they are always testing, provoking, cheating, spying, hacking, cruise missile testing in violation of the Reagan-era START Treaty, harassing in the Black Sea, in the Baltic.
Right.
The AGI, that stands for General, by the way, most people don't know this, is General Intelligence Auxiliary. That's what AGI stands for. They call it an SSV, a surface surveillance vessel. It's a spy ship.
Yeah.
The Viktor Leonov SV-175 is a Vishnia-class AGI named for a World War II Soviet Navy hero. And they're out there right off the U.S. Naval Station at Groton, Connecticut.
Okay.
That's
well, they always do it, as you
base.
say, but this is a particular moment, and we just spotted the thing as the Michael Flynn debacle was unfolding. Is there any relation?
No. I mean, the ship went down to refueled and had a little shore leave down in Cuba, and it's now working its way up the East Coast, spying. But, you know, look, what you just said about Michael Flynn, I agree what we say to the Russians is important. But what's happening in this town right now, David, is ludicrous. We're treating things done by a candidate or a president-elect or one of his staffers as a catastrophe. It isn't. Let me define a catastrophe for our viewers. A catastrophe is 19 terrorists seizing 4 commercial airlines and flying them into buildings, killing 3,000 Americans. That's a catastrophe.
Yeah.
Look, going after things done or said by a candidate is different than it is for a president. Do you remember, and I know you do, what President Obama said to Medvedev
in 2012, before the election?
Yes.
We actually played it yesterday. It's worth playing again. Let's play that and get your reaction.
This is my last election. Yeah. And after my election, I have more flexibility. Yeah. And I transmit this information to Vladimir.
Now, there is a difference, Colonel. Back then, he was president.
Indeed.
If, in fact, the same kind of signals were being sent to the Russians by Donald Trump, he wasn't president. Is that a difference without a distinction?
Well, no, there is a major difference. First of all, almost 2 years, almost to the day that Obama said that to Medvedev in Seoul, Korea, Putin invaded. He didn't just annex Crimea.
That's true.
He invaded. And so when you see that kind of thing happening, you got to wonder, what the dickens set this all up in play? So in the process of getting elected, Mr. Trump talks to Mr. Putin, talks about him, perhaps because, and I don't know this, but just speculating because I did work down in that place once, maybe there was a strategy to get the Russians to think that they could get a better deal from Trump, and Trump could actually put them back in their place when it came to all the things I ran through in that litany at the front end of this head. I mean, I just find what we're doing right now to be absolutely nuts. I'm convinced of this, David. If Donald Trump walked across the Potomac River from Washington to Virginia, the mainstream media would say, Donald Trump can't swim.
I knew that was coming. No offense, but it's still good.
There you go.
Colonel North, love your perspectives as always.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you. Come again soon.